We are here to talk about the state of social media as it relates to word-of-mouth marketing. We're here joined by Rod Brooks, who is the president of the Word-of-Mouth Marketing Association, also the CMO of PEMCO. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get everybody started on this day of social media and talk about how that relates to word of mouth. So I got a couple quick questions to get us going, and hopefully we can get this whole audience that's going to be watching this week-long of social media education off to the right start.
Excellent.
Okay, so the first question here is current landscape of word-of-mouth marketing. What is it, where are we, and how does that relate back to social?
Well, certainly word of mouth has been going on for a long, long time. It goes way, way back. But the tools are what's becoming more advantageous and more present. People are becoming much more aware of community, of engagement, of the importance of referral, and the fact that the farther you get away from the voice of the company and the closer you get to the voice of the customer, the better you're going to be. So that whole paradigm has shifted to the consumer is doing your marketing. And people are a lot more aware of that when you're working for a brand.
I love it. You got to start really listening to your customers again.
Absolutely.
You just can't get away with it anymore. That's
Absolutely.
Great. So the second big question is trends, usage trends. What's happening out there? Give us a sense for where we're headed here in 2011.
Well, I think 11 and 12, it's I think about awareness to advocacy is kind of a landscape that I talk about when old school marketers, they were about awareness and then perception. And ultimately they took people right up to selection and they were kind of done.
Yeah.
And now they have to push the curve past selection to referral, then loyalty, and then into advocacy.
Yeah.
And I think it's that advocacy that when people start looking ahead and they start saying, what do we have to make sure that people have in 2012? This whole idea of awareness is going to have an activation component. So there'll be another front end to it, is how do you activate your brand with your consumer, and so that you can find and identify and employ your fierce advocates.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Third question here, consumer behaviors. What are the trends that we should be looking at in terms of behaviors, and how, as a human race, that's changing over time?
Well, I think it's another one of those things that's steeped in history. Either you like something or you don't.
Right.
Either enjoy your neighbor or you don't.
Do you enjoy your interviewee or you don't?
Or you don't, exactly, and I'm having a blast. So
Same.
That's good. So what I think you can say right now is that people are liking things.
Good.
Literally.
Right.
There's a Facebook like button on every page of every blog, of every medium out there, and I think that's just a very typical thing that you're going to see people more and more engaged in the act of saying, I like this.
I love the positive attribute of that. They only can like something. They
Right.
can't say I hate it, right?
They don't say,
well,
I just
think
like
positive. I like. Yeah.
And I think that might change.
Right.
I actually do, because I think
there's going to be a hate button.
Well, I don't know if there'll be a hate button, but I know that people talk about, and it's just what is it? Negative reviews outpace positive reviews,
Right.
something like 9 to 1 or something like whatever number you listen to.
Right.
And I think that there's going to be that human element that just comes out in people that says, well, all this liking is fine, but let me tell you what I don't like.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to have to be some room for that. I don't know where it's going to come from or who'll be first.
Yeah.
But the positive is what's leading right now.
Yeah, well, nothing has changed in that sense, and the offline behavior is people that are unhappy will be the most, vocal, right?
Exactly.
And the people that are happy with it, they may give you like a pat on the back as you walk by, but you just don't hear that much, because the energy, that negative energy, gets displayed, and we see that online. So we got to kind of measure and balance all that. All right, so our final question is talking about the focus of word-of-mouth marketing. What are the implications of word-of-mouth and social to all of us marketers that are rolling up our sleeves and doing it every day?
Well, can I give you just an example from our business?
Please.
As a chief marketing officer, I've established the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal, that we will never have to advertise for a lead again.
Wow.
And I see that on our horizon, maybe 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
And all those battlefields that take place on Broadcast Mountain and Direct Mail Hill and all those things, those are important. They're going to be around.
Yeah.
But I really believe that the kind of growth a marketer is going to experience in the future is really going to be a referral-based program. Now, that doesn't mean we won't advertise. It says we don't have to advertise for a lead again.
Right.
And I think that's what's coming around. The other key point, Aaron, for me is to think about the fact that, when you say social media, if I'm making a presentation downstairs and say, what do you tell me about social media? Most people go Facebook, Twitter.
Right.
And I tell them, I say, social media is a noun.
Yeah.
And a noun is a person, place, or thing.
Right.
And that means it's tools, like hammer, screwdriver.
Yeah.
And when you say architect, That's engagement. So I like to talk about social engagement, and it falls under that bigger umbrella that our organization holds dear, which is the whole word of mouth marketing, both online and offline. And the critical success will be in the integration. How do you use the hammer and the screwdriver to do the job, and not just make it a noun that is a tool.
Yeah, it's just, and it's so generic, it doesn't really get you any closer to the answers out there. I love it, and I gotta say, the Civil War kind of analogy there, the battle hills, and here comes traditional, and here comes social, and here comes online. It's like this mecca that's all come together, kind of like in the Lord of the Rings, and you see
and you can see it. You can see it coming together, and
Right.
you say, what about the little guy? And I think the little guy
Yeah.
has an incredible chance.
Huge opportunity.
Incredible chance.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're into this David and Goliath thing, but
Yeah.
but the whole idea of precision is what Goliath has to have.
Right.
I mean, or David has to have,
Yeah.
and the sheer bulk of Goliath is kind of plodding right now.
Yeah.
So the little guys that are nimble and that are adapting, I think we have a real fighting chance.
I agree. Social media is for the Davids of the world for now.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Terrific.
Enjoyed it.
Enjoyed
Thanks.
the conversation.
And we'll be back very soon.